Hello everybody! Welcome back to the Divinity walkthrough. Alright, so we are back... oh yes, okay. So I wanted to get the dialogue from Victoria about basically after we've stopped Eglindir.
Oh, Dilja Zima's Astinek. You have saved me. Thank you, my friend, thank you. It is a terror to know someone prays for your demise, but you have undone it. The sun that is your chivalry has dissolved the dew that was Eglindir's hate. May the gods bless your heart and shield your soul from harm. Volume 1, Volume 2.
Okay, so there you go. We did get the reward chest even from Victoria, which I completely forgot about. So, whoops, why am I reloading? Oh, this might have been this might have been after Eglindir got killed by the guards. So again, I wanted to reload and get the experience for myself. So eventually here I'll have to take care of business with him. Which reminds me, I think I now have we got a couple of teleport scrolls, so I will be taking care of that sooner rather than later. Okay, so we're back again. If you notice there, Eglindir is in the cell. So, what am I doing here? Walk in Shadow spellbook. Eventually, I gave that to... Boy, who did I give that to? Oh, my new henchman. So, I think I did that at the beginning of this video, or I should say probably before this video actually started. I think I hired Ambrosia off screen. So, if you're wondering why the portrait looks different, that is because Cheslinia, or whatever her name is no longer in my party. And I believe Ambrosia can be hired if your characters are at level 4. I believe it's 4. And then she starts at level 5. So again, you can actually hire henchmen that are one level higher than you. But again, and I believe I mentioned this in probably the last video, henchmen do not level unless they are in your party. So now... Oh, sorry, got some dialogue here.
You have saved me. Thank you, my friend, thank you. It is a terror to know someone prays for your demise, but you have undone it. The sun that is your chivalry has dissolved the dew that was Eglindir's hate. May the gods bless your heart and shield your soul from harm.
Oh, okay, that was just... Yeah, that's just Victoria's thanking us for saving her again. So yeah, I don't know. In my opinion, it seems to me this is the most efficient way to do that quest. You know, it's have Eglindir arrested. More dialogue.
Capital. Let that dog rot in his
That dog
cell.
rot in his cell. Okay, yeah, let's do that.
Jake, murdered, you say? Oh, yes. Yes, of course. Now I remember. Well, I'm sure the facts will prove me innocent. Keep investigating. You'll see for yourselves in time.
Okay, so... Yeah, Cecil doesn't have anything new to say.
What? Oh, it's you.
And he really didn't have much to say about Victoria's situation there, which is kind of weird, but whatever. But anyways, like I said, henchmen. You know, again, keep in mind that your henchmen, the ones that you specifically hire from the Hall of Heroes, do not level if they are not in your party. So, whereas Jahan, Medora, Beardaughter, and Wygriff all will gain experience even when they're not in your party. So, I don't know if that was an oversight. I kind of feel like it was. It's just a weird thing. I don't really understand why the henchmen wouldn't level up with you, especially in a game where normally the amount of experience that you get is limited. Now, there is a way to get unlimited experience, and I will obviously do a guide, or part of a guide at least, on that. So that's not something that, you necessarily need to worry about, but again, it feels like it was an oversight to me anyway, that the henchmen didn't gain experience like Medora or Jehan, the other characters with a little backstory. So I don't know. I guess it is what it is, but just keep that in mind. If there is one of the the henchmen that you come across that you enjoy, or like their starting stats or whatever, then you can definitely grab them. But just make sure that you pick them up as early as possible, and then make sure that they're around for whenever you gain experience. So anyways, like I said, that's my 2 cents, and that's really why I like to have Jehan as the crafter, because you don't need to lug him around with you, and he'll still gain experience to put points into crafting, blacksmithing, bartering. He ends up being like this merchant crafter for me, and I think it works really good that way. It's a little bit of a shame, because he's actually has a bit of a backstory to him, and he's got like a little bit of a side quest to him. But I think it's worth it. And again, I've already played through the game a couple of times, so it's no real loss to not have him lugging around, or not to lug him around in my normal group. So I just I rotate him in and out depending on what I'm about to do. So like if I go do a dungeon and loot the whole place, and level up, get all kinds of experience and all that fun crazy stuff, and then when I need to sell all of my loot from the dungeon, I'll go to the end of time, pick Jehan up, throw everything on him, sell it all to the store, craft whatever I need to craft, and then kick him back out and pick up whoever else. So that's the way I like to do it. I think it works out pretty well. And alright, so what are we doing here? Oh yeah, okay. So I finally brought these 2 treasure chests to the beach. These were the last 2 where I either couldn't find the key or didn't know what I did with the key. There was actually one key now that I noticed that I had actually just left right by which I suspect is the key to the chest. Basically, it's sitting on the ground right next to the chest, but I didn't click the right mouse stick to see that it was on the ground there. So that was kind of funny. I noticed that later when I just happened to be running by, and I was like, oh, it says there's a key there right next to the mobile kitchen. So kind of funny, but anyways, long story short, what I did there was just busted it open. So
interesting devices, these pygmies among pyramids. They may be small of stature, but their potential is gigantic. Deceivingly clever. It is a trait all demonic machinations share. Yes, demonic. So very obvious to the trained eye. These apparatuses have been forged among the voids of the outer realms, where the light of stars does not reach. You do well to treat them with the utmost care. Perhaps it would even be for the best if you sling them into the reaches of infinity that surround the shelter plane. Better safe than sorry. It is an uncommonly trite thing to say, but it applies to all things demon-dreamt and devised. How I pity you. You have a mouth, but do not taste. Eyes, but do not see. Ears, but do not hear. So let me state this clearly, Hunter, that you must always remember, always, that when demons are in play, you are the hunted, and that it takes stupendous cunning and strength to escape their snares. The very moment you are certain you have them in your grip, that is the moment their traps spring, and it is their grip that shatters your soul. Dueling with demons is like playing chess against an opponent with queens for pawns. They sit and grin, while your pieces slip in the sweaty fear that drops from your beleaguered brow.
Quiet day on the market.
Okay, so that little bit of dialogue there is Jahan ornery because we use the pyramids and then he kind of chastises us for keeping them.
In your party, yet in experience, I think you are most probably lacking. Of course, the choice is yours, but are you sure you want to venture out? I sincerely hope you know what you're doing, Hunter. Right, open her up, Legionnaires!
Okay, alright, so this is just, I'm doing a little bit of, oh, I don't know what to call it. This is kind of like a little field trip, and, you don't have to do it this way if you don't want to. If you just want to stick around Sicil and kind of go through the game I don't know. I don't know if I want to even say the normal way, but I would say this is something kind of interesting to do that I really enjoy because, to be honest, so the whole reason for kind of going this route is that I wanted to unlock some more vendors. The reason being, the more vendors you get, so the vendors in the game restock their wares every hour or anytime a person in your group levels up. And the reason why I like to have, though, more merchants is just because I like to craft a lot. And so the more merchants that you have unlocked, the more you can go to every hour to purchase crafting materials to make more money. So again, the more merchants you have, essentially the more money you'll be able to make. So like I said, normally I would do this much later, or I think the game, just because of the way it's laid out, this is kind of meant to be done a little bit later, but and I'm actually in the wrong spot, so I don't know. I probably should have just turned around and gone a different route here, but you'll see. I actually kind of just wanted to show you where I ended up, and you know, like I said, unfortunately, I just took a little bit more time doing this than I really needed to. So this area, I don't remember what level these enemies are, but I want to say like maybe in the 8 range or so. And I'm at 4, I think, right now. So I'm not saying I wouldn't be able to take these guys, but it wouldn't be... It'd be a challenge for sure. But yeah, this is where I want to be. Kind of where I wanted to be. So what I'm going to do here is be really careful. And I think I sent... Yeah, I'm only level 4. Okay. So I think what I want to do here is send my other characters... one of my pyramids to have them teleport over to where I'm at. So we'll see if I do that or if I just... Nope, okay. Yeah, this is where I screw up. I'm going to get busted here because I'm going to step on the fire and that's going to... Yep, that knocked me out of stealth. Yep, so whoopsies. Alright. Yeah. And I got worked over really fast. I think I got... Well, I don't know if I got one shot, but... Combination of the burning damage plus whatever that enemy did to me killed me. So again, I don't know what level those enemies are, but it would be a rough fight, I think, right now if I actually tried to take them out legit. So all right, let's load up here, and I will kind of go the right way this time instead of the wrong way. Ooh, that's some good Dr. Pepper right there. I tell you what. The other, actually, you know what? I do need to grab either someone with the rain spell, or I need to grab a rain scroll, one or the other. We'll see if I remembered to do that or not. It looks like I didn't. Fail. Womp womp. Okay. No, don't load. I definitely need to go grab a scroll. So none of my characters right now, Cheslinia, that was the henchman I was using before, actually had the rain spell automatically. So that was kind of nice. But none of these characters have rain. So ooh, I'm going right through the zombies. Okay. So normally, if you're not invisible, obviously you would trigger a battle right there with the zombies. Now I don't believe that group is all that difficult, and the guards actually help you out. So that's a pretty easy fight. Here we go. Yeah, this is definitely going the right way. All right, so this is the bridge that I need to get across, but I need to. Like I said, I need to go try to grab a rain scroll. Oh, there it is. I already bought it. Okay. So let's send that over to Ambrosia. Probably should send her a teleport pyramid too. So the great thing about this game, or one of the more useful things, it's I guess arguable at how much sense it makes, but you can just send each other items even though they're nowhere near each other. So I think it's great just from a simple convenience standpoint. I don't know that it, otherwise I would have had to stealth back through the zombie area and, trade with my buddies. But all right, so we got use the rain scroll there to get rid of the lava on the ground. And again, this is completely optional. You don't need to do this right now. And again, the only reason why I'm doing it now is to try to get this done a little bit early, because I want to unlock those merchants. So I want to move on to this is really kind of the next area. And like I said, normally you would probably want to complete all of the stuff in Sicil here. And here we got to be really careful. If you see that guy up to the north of us there shambling our way. So I'm just going to wait here until my cooldown comes back up for Walking Shadows. Probably could use the sneak ability right now, but I don't know that it's really going to do that much good. Because if the enemy gets too close, they're going to see us anyway. Alright, let's... there we go. Go invisible again. I just used... Oh, what am I doing? I don't want to go back this way. Oh, I was confused here. I thought that there is a... it's either a starstone or a bloodstone on the ground, and this is not the right spot. I thought it was here, though. So I guess we'll just look at... Yeah, we'll grab whatever's on these corpses. Yeah, now I gotta wait for the cooldown again. So that was not smart. But that's okay. Like I said, I thought there was a bloodstone over there by that cart, but it's not. It's not there. It's up past this. I don't know, what is this guy? Some sort of weird shambling lava treant, something like that. I think this guy's level 8 too, and man, I think I mess up again here. Just I sneak past him, and then I don't know what I did. I guess I got too close, or I wasn't paying attention, and he was coming my way, and I triggered a fight with him, and he just destroyed me. It was extremely quick. Okay, so, oh, okay, there we go. I could have walked right past him. There's the Starstone. It's interesting though. The Starstone is laying there, and you can't pick it up with a henchman. Like if your henchman is alone. It won't let you pick it up, so I thought that was kind of interesting. So one of the the main characters will have to pick it up. So here's kind of where I mess up, and yeah, you'll see here in a second. All right, so when I used the teleporter pyramid, it brought me into range of the Starstone, and so now it turned into the inert stone there on the ground, and that's so. Like I said, this was my mistake, was just not going... What I should have just done was, with my main character gone invisible. And, I did use the flee. Which does work, but... So the problem is using flee... and then everybody burned to death, or my main characters burned to death. Using flee just brought me right back to the waypoint, which was basically still in range of battle. So I used flee and it just put me right back into combat. So womp womp. But yeah, so what I should have done there and what I end up doing is going invisible again and then going and picking up the inert stone. That was the whole reason why I even kind of went back towards that flaming atrocity. Alright, so I'm going to cut this stuff out because we don't need to watch this again. Okay, so I just removed the stuff that that we had already saw there. But alright, so this is essentially back where we were. I have my characters now in a safer area, and then I just invised up. And then let's grab the stuff off of these dead corpses. And then where'd the inert stone go? I must have already grabbed it. Yeah, I already grabbed it. So, so since, like I said, since our main characters got into range of the Starstone, it automatically gives us its power, and then the inert stone will be on the ground, so you can just grab that if you want. You don't need to, but I like to keep track of my stones that I've obtained. So generally, I just I leave them on. I think I've been sticking them on Morel. Again, just to keep track of how many star and bloodstones I've got so far. So okay, like I said, normally this or being in this area, you would want to wait until, you know, much later, and that's going to make a little bit more sense here once we cross this bridge. So this is the next area, Lucula Forest, I think is the name of it. And we're gonna run into Arhu here, and he'll kind of say, "Hey, yo, you've got unfinished business in Sicil." And from this point on, Arhu will no longer be in his lab. He'll go to the end of time. So that's another thing. I don't know how important that is, but I guess just keep in mind if you're looking for Arhu, that's where he's at. Oh, and then here's the next waypoint.
Source Hunter. Good to see you've reached Lucula Forest. There were times when I came to this neck of the woods just to whiff its wholesome air. Alas, that it is thick with sorcery these days. It surrounds us here, like an invisible mist. Takes cat's eyes to see it creep. Only, if you don't mind my pointing this out, the mists will continue to hang over Sicil too, as long as Councillor Jake's murder remains unsolved. I don't mean to tell the cook how to fry fish, but Sicil won't be safe until that particular issue has been settled. Please do give this mystery your full priority. Ha! Zigzags would see you dash rather than mosey. But matters such as these require a thoughtful approach. Leandra and her cronies may be lunatics all, but they're far from brainless. So be wary, Hunter, and be safe.
Okay, so this is the crummy part about coming here a little bit too early. Is there's almost, I don't know if I would say there's a spoiler, but I guess it's kind of a spoiler. Arhu mentions Leandra, and we've never heard that name before. So I'm not going to go into a whole lot of that right now, but again, just keep in mind that that's because I'm here way earlier than I should be.
Wanderer, you say? A lost sheep, perhaps, that has found its flock. The stable of Immaculates. Why, it's Silver Glen, of course. Once the abode of miners, now the abode of the faithful. We have traded the search for silver for the pursuit of divinity. I'm sure this sounds strange in what are strangers' ears, but you must know that but a short while ago a frightful sickness felled us by the dozen, until she who speaks for the goddess brought us a cure. She showed us how we may overcome the frailty and even the decrepitude of our mortal bodies. That is why we now live a life of devoutness and civility, so that we may become immaculate. But I suggest you talk to Father Loic if you want to learn more about the ways of the goddess. Be welcome, therefore, to Silver Glen, Blessed be all Immaculates.
Okay, so this is the travesty that is Silver Glen. I don't know. This place is kind of just overrun by religious nut jobs, which is a shame. So it's like a mining town, and it's now being kind of converted to this, you know, religious nonsensical
You've made it into the
town.
hamlet of Silver Glen, I see. Unnerving spot, don't you find? Leandra has fashioned herself a hero here, but the townsfolk don't seem to know the truth behind the conduit, though they call themselves Immaculates. The Immaculates' presence here is highly disconcerting. But we mustn't lose sight of our mission, Source Hunter. The White Witch resides somewhere in the wilds of the surrounding forest, and we must find her.
Alright, so Arhu mentions this Leandra person again, which again, I'm not going to get too much into because by this point we should know who she is, but again, since I've skipped so much of, or I'm just here earlier, I'm not skipping it, we will be taking care of the stuff in Sicile right after this. But again, the whole reason is kind of, for being here is basically what you see right now. We've got Nadia here every once in a while has some decent equipment. Sebi, though, this is the guy that's got the crafting stuff. So, like, I'm going to grab, he's got a, oh, why am I not buying that? Yeah, I saw he had an iron bar for sure, and then I think some cloth scraps.
Hello again, or
Yeah, there it is.
salutoin,
There we go.
as we say in our homeland.
So those are two things that I always buy. The rest of the stuff, I don't know. I need to look into some more of the recipes to see if any of the other stuff is really worth crafting. But generally, anytime I see an iron bar or cloth scraps, leather scraps, silver ore, I buy that all the time. So and I, obviously craft. And then inside the tavern here, there's a couple of vendors. You've got Ellery here. She's got some crafting materials. There's some leather scraps, I see.
Well, never mind for now. What sort of magical relics can I offer you? Blessed by the goddess.
Strength and bartering neck. That's actually
original.
kind of nice for this point in the game. And I should buy those leather scraps. Again, not sure why I'm not jumping on that immediately. I think at this point, I wasn't exactly sure what. I'm rusty, so I didn't know what stuff I should be buying. Elwyn there, she only has potions, so if you're looking for crafting items, she's not going to have any. And then Michaela's got a bunch. He's another really good one to buy crafting materials from. And the reason why I like Silver Glen so much is these vendors are all really, really close to each other. Sicile vendors are, farther away, and you have to do a lot of running through the town just to kind of hit every vendor if that's what you're after. Marissa, I think that's her name anyway. She's the waitress, and she'll usually have gold, so you can sell her your junk. Normally, I sell a lot of my stuff to the potion vendor because I don't care about her inventory getting cluttered. These vendors here, I don't know. I don't do a whole lot with, other than Hiver. Every once in a while, Hiver's got some decent stuff to buy too. So you see, he's got he's got 2 blues right now, a couple of greens, nothing real interesting. And then this vendor back here, I usually don't use. And what an unfortunate name, Vomitia. The Vomit Comet. There's an Archer reference for it. Let's see here. So she's got a couple of spell books, I know. Yeah, okay, so she's the Witchcraft and Scoundrel spell book seller. Now I don't know if she's got. I don't think her selection is any different than the person in Sicile, but just know that she's back there. So other than that, though, she doesn't ever have anything decent to sell. So she's like strictly spell books.
Where the wind
Windermere
blows, the
has
goddess
the
breathes. Where the
Ether
rivers run, the
Thurge
goddess
and
weeps. How
Hydro,
can I connect you to
whatever.
our
The water and air books. How about that? And then here is Hassat. He's got the earth and fire books. Hassat and Windermere both will randomly have good equipment as well. So keep that in mind. And then I am going to head up and actually get one more vendor here. And you have to be really careful about this area if you want to do it. Oh, I guess I am going back to Sicil for the time being. But yeah, I'm not sure exactly when I got that next vendor. But there is one more that I will be getting for Silver Glen shortly. So I will go over that hopefully soon, maybe even in the next video, but I am out of time, so as always, hope this guide was helpful. Hope you join me for more videos. Thanks for watching.